Good morning, traders. Hope you're all enjoying your weekend and were able to take advantage of the dollar pairs last week. So let's do a follow-up. Euro dollar. Here we go. Still looking, for this corrective structure to complete itself. So next week I'm looking for this push higher, and then followed by this push higher towards the 1365, and eventually this might go, towards the 115 or even break out of this range. I will consider it part of the correction, which we covered basically every week for the weekly time frame. Quick recap of last week. We had this push high here, so let's wait for consolidation and then buy beginning of the week. And then during FOMC, you have to, reevaluate whether this is corrective, yes or no, for a response. Well, it was a sharp sell-off. I would not say this was very corrective, but then the follow-up was corrective up to the end non-farm payroll, which gave us another buy. And therefore, this is how I look at it. I think this is the first leg. We make some kind of correction. I need some kind of confirmation here, and then we look by the continuation. Basically, something comparable like this, right? Push higher, correction, continuation. However, this time I think it's the continuation of this move as well. So that you can use that in your advantage. That's what I'm looking for. Right now it's still the same. The downside is limited. We need a correction of a larger degree, and therefore my bias is to the upside. So let's see whether we get some bias setups beginning of the week, and then take it from there all the way up towards the 1265-ish and then 1365. Pound. Did pretty well, right? Broke out in the beginning of the week. Unlike the euro, this one made not as much as a correction in terms of how deep it went, and it was pretty corrective. So here we go, this one here. And then with the non-farm payroll, the pound really took off to the upside. So what does that mean? Same thing, basically. We're still looking for the 134, right? We've been on top of that all along. Every move down was corrective. So basically, you're going to wait for consolidations to for this move to confirm itself, and then you keep buying it. Right now, I don't see a reason to start selling it. I basically just want to add on to the buys all the way up to take at least out to 133.70, but I still favor the 134. All right, so stick with this this minor trend to make a new high, and then of course on the daily, it's like what we said, right? This is how I look at it. 1, 2, 3, and now the continuation, making this a bigger correction as follow-up of this move before the dollar will gain strength again. So far, so good. Dollar Swiss. Right now, I consider this to be corrective. A, B, and C, some kind of connecting in the middle. I want this move to confirm itself and then sell it to take out this low. That's my minimum target, and then we take it from there. So I need a sell setup right now, because right now we're in the middle of nowhere. So I need this to confirm for it to be real. I don't want to get stuck in some kind of complex pattern and this takes out the high before it drops. So I need to wait for some confirmation for me of a flag. Dollar yen, that one is perfect. That actually did exactly as we wanted. Keep in mind what we said. We're looking for this move here. I think we said it all along. Some kind of a running formation. Still perfect, right? The correction here was pretty clear. We used the example of the Aussie dollar, almost identical. Then on Friday, the non-farm payroll, this was going on, and well, we discussed it in our group. We said this is most likely the pattern we're looking for. So let's see whether this hike is taken out and then sell it. Well, that was a textbook trade, the way we look at it. And now I'm just looking for consolidation and then sell it that way. In the shape of a wave C of larger degree. All right. So basically, they all line up, but you need an entry, and my entry would be a consolidation and then sell the continuation. Aussie dollar, same thing, slightly different in terms of the structure, because I see this as an A, B, and now we're making a C high. If we took out this low, there is a scenario where you say this is the correction, there was a slight continuation, took out the low, and we reverse bullish altogether. I'm not convinced that's the case. So I just take it step by step. I mean, we're in big corrections anyway, so that's what I like to do at the moment. So we didn't hit the first target. So that's, well, if this consolidates a little more, you have a really like a bonus trade beginning of the week towards that target. And then I'm looking for the next one, which is 70.80. So for me, I consider this to be some kind of ABC for the time being. All right. So short term, medium term, next week you look for buys. But then keep in mind that we might definitely take out the low once again. Bigger picture doesn't change, right? This is still what we're looking for, something like this. But I just want to see proof that the bottom is in place. And right now, I'm not convinced that's the case. New Zealand, perfect. Made quite a deep correction, but that was there was a perfect setup in my opinion. Here we have this A, B, and C. This is the one my buy as well. I like the dollar yen. I like to accumulate more positions. That's my first target, but I think we're going to go for the 67. All right, well, this one has the potential to continue higher for now, making this a bigger pattern, right? But looking at the Aussie dollar, that makes me a bit cautious too. So, like I said, I take it on the 1 hour time frame. We have quite some distance to cover here, so I expect this to be a very good, profitable trade. All I need right now is just a more mature correction here for the best possible buy opportunity. Because as you see, this is the move, the first impulse, like the euro dollar. Then you got this of lesser degree. So you trade that continuation, which is also the continuation of this one. All right. So now you line up the bigger and the smaller degree fractal. Real quick. This one and this one. And that means this one and this one. Dollar CAD. Well, pretty sharp responses. Well, whether this is going to be the top for long term, well, I'm not that convinced. But anyway, either way, it's the other scenarios that this is a very likely move. So if this gives you a sell setup, I see it safe to sell as well. For now, the New Zealand, the yen, and the euro, they look very good. The pound as well, by the way, they all look good. I think we just need to stick with the short-term momentum and trade the continuation. Silver was told the story about what to do with non-farm payroll. I mean, during the week, we discussed this. I said, if we take out this low here prior to non-farm payroll, then the dollar is going to weaken with the non-farm payroll. It's just, it's just how it works. In this case, I mean, not always, but this was a textbook example of how structure works and the cycles. Well, we saw this push higher. That's perfect. Silver, of course, what I said last week, it met the minimum requirements for the continuation to the upside long term. But gold is lagging, and I don't like to see that correlation disconnected, especially since it will be the more major asset classes that's going to move. So this is the time that the correlation is actually valid, and I don't expect it to lag that much, which means for now I consider this to be something like potential pattern like this, and maybe another push lower before we get ready to buy big time. But like your dollar pair, say 1 hour, 4 hour time frame, then you're good and manage it accordingly. If it takes off to the upside, well, you're on the good side of the trade anyway. But I manage my expectations and therefore, keep a tight stop. Gold, because gold is not ready on the high time frames. Well, that could be that this is a big extension going on the weekly, but I like it ideal. It's not ideal yet, so that's what I keep in mind. For now, we have this 1, 2, 3 lower. And for now, I'm looking for this 1, 2, 3 higher. As you see, the first target, the non-farm payroll, has been hit. This is the second one, but it's very likely you're going to take out that high. So they all line up. It's still the dollar running the show. And I wish you safe trades and hope you can take advantage of it. Thank you.